Hi everyone, and welcome to Power or Might. I, Jonathan Coachman, with Mike today and with Paul E. Dangerously. And today on Power or Might, we're going to talk about first what happened yesterday on Collision or Hit for anyone who did not watch that film. As we do know, LA Knight beat Velasquez, giving him the right to either fight Oscar or Seth Rollins after Heat Wave is over and next month. So at the end of the day, we won't know if it will be Oscar or Seth Rollins as the TWF heavyweight fighter. Well, you got that right, Jonathan. LA Knight beat Velasquez, the goddess of madness, as some folks like to call her, and now it gives LA Knight the right to fight either Seth Rollins or Oscar after Heatwave. Well, I can tell you thing right now, Paulie Dangerously says, Seth Rollins will be the TWF heavyweight fighter. He will beat Oscar. He'll beat LA Knight. He'll beat Velasquez. He'll beat anyone. Hell, he'll even beat Bobby Lashley. And that's Montel Vertelius Porter's man. So you see Seth Rollins as a three-time TWF heavyweight fighter, alongside with being a two-time world heavyweight fighter, two-time WWE heavyweight fighter, and one-time WWE NXT heavyweight fighter, and FCW heavyweight fighter, right? Jonathan Coachman says, well, you would be right with that. And that is going to happen. You know, Seth Rollins will beat Oscar because Seth Rollins, has set the standard not only in FCW but also in WWE. And now we are going to get Oscar coming to the ring right now because Tony Schiavone is going to be talking with Oscar. Stand up. Thank you. Ladies and lords, my guest at this time is the TWF heavyweight fighter. She is the Kaiserin of tomorrow, Oscar. Well, we'll see. Jonathan Coachman says what Tony Schiavone can learn from Oscar and what Oscar thinks about her match with Seth Rollins. Well, I would like to know, Mike today says, what her feelings are, and if she is either worried, frightened, or scared of Seth Rollins, or is unlike to him. All right, Oscar, it seems to me that you will be fighting Seth Rollins at Heatwave coming up this month, and some folks need to think that you should be frightened or worried or scared of Seth Rollins. First off, Tony Schiavone, Seth Rollins is only a man. Alright, given that he is a good wrestler, but he is still only a man. And Seth Rollins, he was the first he was an FCW heavyweight fighter, the first WWE NXT heavyweight fighter, the two-time WWE heavyweight fighter, and two-time world heavyweight fighter. But he did not have a long beaten streak like me, Tony Schiavone. He did not go from when he first came from FCW to WWE, and he did not have a long run. I had a long unbeaten streak, leading from my time on NXT all up until 2008 when I went to Raw for the first time. So no, I am not frightened of Seth Rollins. I am not frightened of Paulie Dangerously, his foreseer, or whatever he's calling himself. I am not worried about the round stomp or the pedigree. I am not worried about his ha-ha laughter he likes to do, or how he thinks he is so greater than Kenny Omega. I am not worried about any of that. I will go into Heatwave and I will beat Seth Rollins. Then I will fight LA Knight at the next show next month, and I will still be the TWF heavyweight fighter and the Kaiser of tomorrow. And why is that? Because no one is sweaty for Asuka. Alright, you heard it. Asuka says that she's ready for Seth Rollins, and she is not frightened or worried or scared of Seth Rollins. Back to you, Joey, Jonathan Coachman, and Mike today. Well, you heard from Tony Schiavone talking with Asuka, saying Asuka is not worried about Seth Rollins at all. So what do you think about that? Jonathan Coachman says. Well, the takeaway from that one, Mike today says, is that Asuka's ready. She's not frightened or worried or scared of Seth Rollins, and she still believes in herself. Well, let me tell you a little saga, Jonathan and Mike. Asuka may have been that unbeatable, unyieldable, unstoppable woman in the early days of her WWE run, when she took that loss to Charlotte Flair at one year's Wrestle Madness. She was never the same again. Even when she went from NXT to Raw to SmackDown, to Raw to SmackDown, to Raw to SmackDown, she was never the same. Even after becoming a three-time WWE woman heavyweight fighter and one-time woman heavyweight fighter, and even after becoming a 4-time WWE Women's Tag Team fighter, Galled in the Boundary winner, Kingly Thunder winner, she was never, ever the same. So you say you're not frightened of Seth Rollins, Asuka. Well, I think you should be. Yeah, and I left out one-time WWE NXT woman heavyweight fighter too. You should be worried about him. Well, as we know, here comes Belasca coming to the ring now, and we know Belasca is not happy. LA Knight, I think me and you should have another match here today on Powerrr Might. And I think that I could beat you. I think you got lucky when you beat me yesterday on Collision or Head. I think God and Jesus were smiling down upon you that day. And that's the only way you beat me. So come out here. Well, here comes LA Knight again. Asuka. God and Jesus smiled down upon every man, woman, and child. But luck, that had nothing to do with it. It had to do with me hitting you with my hold at the right time, at the right stead. And you went down, Asuka, like I said. You went down, Belasca, like I said you would. Now, I know that you've been in the TWF longer than me, 23 years, the 12th month of this year, and 9 between 99 while when you came from Ames. Alright? But I dropped you. I beat you right in the middle of this wrestling ring. 1, 2, 3. And if you want to do it again, we can send another Fight Lord out and we can have the same match again. But I'm gonna beat you the same way I beat you yesterday, and you're gonna be saying, "Who name it? Whose game of it? LA Knight, yeah." Well, looks like we got the match going, Jonathan. We got the match going. Jonathan Coachman said, "Ding, ding, ding." Oh, now LA Knight going after Belasca, the former Wicker of Discavia, and the former Goddess of Madness. Belasca, getting beat up right now by LA Knight, a drop kick. Well, Mike today said Belasca is or was the Goddess of Madness. She was a former Queen of Discavia in the past, and she didn't get the queenship, and she came and she went after Xena and Gabrielle and also Ethany, and she was also dropped in that fire hole, along with Calistro, never to be seen again. Yeah, that was then, and this is now, Polly dangerously says. It isn't the same Belasca. This is the former First Wicker just gave you. She has a daughter now by the name of Mila. And that's M-I-L. Mila, I guess? Mala? I don't know how to say that name. She's not the same woman. Well, Jonathan Coachman says Belasca just did a weird, odd backbreaker to LA Knight, Jonathan Coachman says. Now, I dare you to tell Belasca to her leer that she's not that same woman. That she is not the goddess of madness that she once was. Belasca is a shifted woman. She did atone for her sins of the past. And LA Knight a hit toss, Jonathan Coachman says. Well, Mike today said Belasca was one of the very few dolls made by Toy Biz for the Xena show in between 98 YL. She came with a hide, she came with a sword, and came with a stone where you put the ambrosia or whatever, you put the godly food in. And Belasca is a former TWF heavyweight fighter. 1, 2, and a kick out. Oh yeah, Paulie dangerously said. And don't forget in 26 between while, or was it 27 between while, when she was warring with her fellow strong woman sister, Wonder Woman, Diana Prince or Aldeling, she broke her in half when she slammed her against the back of the ring. And now Belasca did the running thunder gun ball like Kevin Owens does, followed by the stunner, and now the sit up pipe bomb like Kevin Owens does, Jonathan Coachman says. But will that give her the 1, 2, 3, Mike today says. No, Belasca's knocking off Kevin Owens. Belasca's a Kevin Owens wannabe. She is. 1, 2, and a kick out. Belasca can understand why it worked. LA Knight, oh, he just struck her of his own hold again. It's over, Jonathan Coachman said. 1, 2, 3. Ding, 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 ding. Here is your winner, LA Knight. Yeah. Well, I just said to be funny. LA Knight has beat Belasca, the goddess of madness. You know, here today on Powerrr or Might. And I don't think it's a war between each other. I don't think they hate each other. But I do think it's something between those two. Well, I could tell you one thing. I could tell you one thing right now. Jonathan Coachman said LA Knight beat Belasca again. But when do you think Belasca will get that win over LA Knight, Mike today says. I don't know when she will or she will not, Paulie dangerously says. From the way it looks like, I don't think she will. Well, that's all the time we got here. I'm Jonathan Coachman with Mike today and Paulie dangerously. We hope you like Powerrr or Might, and we'll see you tomorrow for Monday Night Raw or Moonday Night Raw.